Hi everyone, this is Xiaomi 15 Ultra. So, watch the video. Let's go.
As with its predecessor, fans in Xiaomi's homeland of China were treated to a native launch of the 15 Ultra first, on February 27th. The company then staged an international release in Barcelona just days later, on March 2nd. The phone went on sale on the same day, at 14:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, coming in with a starting price of £1,299/€1,599 across the UK and Europe, the same as its predecessor, in the UK. In some markets, there's also a higher 1TB storage model, which costs £200 more. In regions like the UK, the Xiaomi 15 Ultra undercuts principal rivals, the Galaxy S25 Ultra and iPhone 16 Pro Max, by £50 and £100 respectively, when comparing like-for-like storage capacities. The main difference being that both of those alternatives can be had for less, if you're willing to drop down to 256GB of onboard space, which Xiaomi doesn't offer with the 15 Ultra. Both also come with less RAM than the Xiaomi. As ever with Chinese phone makers such as Xiaomi, while the 15 Ultra's March 2nd launch was heralded as its international release, the brand doesn't sell smartphones in key markets like the US and Australia, although you will find their smart home and lifestyle products there. As such, beyond importing or buying via third-party retailers, you won't find the Xiaomi 15 Ultra locally, not to mention there may be carrier band incompatibilities with networks in those markets. After dropping down display sizes following the Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra, subsequent generations of the series have generally hovered around the same weight and dimensions, and that continues with the 15 Ultra. It's a hefty device, 226G or 229G, depending on your choice of finish, and a hair thicker than its predecessor. That makes it one of the weightiest candy bar flagships of the current generation, and a trait you'll notice in prolonged use, even if it does also reinforce the Ultra's air of premium power. Aesthetically, the pillowed glass front, chamfered metal frame and large circular camera bump are consistent with the aesthetic Xiaomi has cultivated over the last few generations of Ultra, and stands apart from the more square-jawed looks of its most prominent rivals, save for, perhaps, the similarly curvaceous Honor Magic 7 Pro. One of the most notable cosmetic changes is to the camera hardware. Whilst the circular quad sensor array on the 13 Ultra and 14 Ultra offered a pleasing symmetry, Xiaomi has had to shuffle things around quite drastically to accommodate the phone's new headline telephoto snapper. The result is an asymmetrical assortment of lenses that I'd say is weaker visually but gives the 15 Ultra a more utilitarian look, which some might appreciate. Along with the base all-black and all-white colorways, as was available on the 14 Ultra, this year you also have the option of a silver chrome variant, Picture, which tries to evoke the visual identity of Leica's iconic M3. It's a bit on the nose, as a representation of the ongoing brand partnership between Xiaomi and Leica goes, but it's also undeniably distinct. Two-thirds of the phone's aerospace-grade fiberglass back is wrapped in black faux leather, which stands in contrast to the satin-finished silver it's next to. The leather has the practical bonus of added grip and after 2 weeks of testing, hasn't yet shown any signs of wear. That might be down to the fact that I also threw on the included glossy clear hard shell case whenever taking the phone out and about though. On the subject of durability, like its predecessors, the 15 Ultra packs IP68 certified dust and water resistance, which while great, does now technically lag behind key rivals, like the Oppo Find X8 Pro, OnePlus 13 and aforementioned Magic 7 Pro. In addition to IP68 protection, all three of these alternatives have adopted IP69 certification too. Check out our pick of the best rugged phones for a rundown of some of the hardest handsets out there. While that pillowed glass frontage does seem a little exposed, especially if you were to fumble the 15 Ultra face down, it's clad in Xiaomi Shield Glass 2.0. The 14 Ultra sported its first-gen Shield Glass, which claimed to be 10x more drop resistant than the Gorilla Glass Victus on the 13 Ultra, while the 2.0 variant is supposedly 16x more resistant compared to Victus. In theory, a drop on that all-round liquid display shouldn't prove fatal. Xiaomi hasn't eradicated Corning's presence from the Ultra outright, however, with Gorilla Glass 7 covering the camera array on the phone's back. Despite being as scratch-resistant as the brand's top-tier Victus 2 glass, when paying up.
So, this is some information about Xiaomi 15 Ultra. I hope like this. So, don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.